Alright, today we're making one of my favorites. It's a lot of people's favorites. Comfort food. Probably one of the top comfort foods. Mac and cheese. And of course, you know, I mean, in a hurry or whatever, Kraft is just fine, you know, to get you by. But I love to make it homemade. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to use 3 different cheeses. I'm going to use a Kobe Monterey Jack. I'm going to use some pepper jack. And I'm going to use some sharp cheddar. Get that down where you can see. Sharp cheddar. So, I've got, the recipe calls for 20 ounces. I got 24 ounces of cheese. So, I'm going to add a little more to it. But, what else we're going to need is an 8-ounce package of elbow macaroni. That's a pound box, so we'll split that in half. 2 cups of milk, 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour, a teaspoon of onion salt, 2 10-ounce blocks of sharp cheddar cheese. You can buy it already shredded. I got a food processor, so I'm able to mix cheeses like that, which makes it really nice, obviously. So anyways, however you get it, 20 ounces of shredded cheese is what you need in the end. A cup of soft breadcrumbs and a 1/4 cup of butter or margarine. So that's the ingredients. Let me get some things set up. I'll bring you back. I'll show you that cheese grating up. We'll get this thing mixed up, and man, you talk about good. This stuff's going to be good. Alright, this is the grinding of the cheese, but the only thing I do different is I mix the cheese. I cut the blocks in half so I don't grind all the same type in the same, because I want to get it mixed up. So that's pretty easy. And there you go, that's half the cheese. I'm going to do the same thing with the other half, and then I'll bring it back. Alright, we're going to have get a mason jar, some kind of shaker jar. Put a 1/4 cup of flour in it. We're going to add our teaspoon of onion salt. It's kind of homemade onion salt there. And we're going to add 2 cups of milk. And then we are going to shake this vigorously for 1 minute. Lid on. Vigorous shaking. Timer. There you go. Let me get this stuff shook up. I'll bring you back. We're getting ready to mix this stuff up. Alright, I got 3/4 of the cheese in there. I got my cooked noodles. Let these cool for a few minutes because you don't want it to instantly melt your cheese. And then I've got the vigorously shook mixture. Get that lid on there pretty good. Mix all these together. I like to use a pasta spoon to mix this together. Again, because I don't want to clump up that cheese. Look at that, would you? Oh my goodness. If you've never had homemade macaroni and cheese, boy, are you in for a treat. It's really not that hard to make, as you can see. It's a little bit of a hassle, but well worth it. It freezes well. That's what I'm going to do with a bunch of this. I'll freeze it. I got some ribs I'm going to be cooking up today, so I'm going to have that with that today, and I'll freeze them up. But there you go. And then you just take a pan. You see any big clumps, try to stir those through. Get a spatula here. I'll get all that cheese and all that cream out of there that I can. Alright. Alright, I need to melt some butter. So let me get that melted, and then I'll bring you back and show you how we finish this up. Get ready to put it in the oven. Alright, now it says now we're going to put a cup of breadcrumbs on the top. I'm not going to measure my breadcrumbs. I'm just going to sprinkle it lightly. You know, you want a decent coating on there. because that's going to bake up and turn golden brown. So, again, 1 cup is what the recipe calls for. Eyeballing is what I call it for. So, once we get that on there, where I think that's a nice little coating right there, then we're going to take the remaining leftover cheese, sprinkle that on there. Holy cow, I dropped some. That's a sin. I may have saved a little too much out. It don't matter. We had extra. That's why we had extra right there. So, and then, yes, the frosting on the cake. Drizzle it with that 1 cup of butter, because you know butter makes everything taste better. Alright, then what we're going to do is we're going to put it in the oven, 350 for 45 minutes. Now I'm not going to do that right away because, like I said, I'm going to have this with some ribs. So let me get them ribs done, and once I get this in the oven, get it back out, I'll bring you back and show you what we got. Voila! I give you macaroni and cheese, homemade. Boy, it smells good, looks good. I'll tell you what, I got to get these ribs ready. As soon as they're ready, I'm going to serve it up. We'll do a little taste test, see how that combination of cheese worked out. I'll be right back with you. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Barbecue ribs, homemade mac and cheese. Does not get any better than that. Now let's see if this stuff's any good. Oh man, that's a nice combination there. A little bit of heat to it, but it's almost like you don't taste the pepper. It's just the heat to it, a little bit, not much. Then the sharpness of the other cheddar. Folks, there you go. If you've been eating it out of a box all your life, that's fine. Give this a try though. It's really not that hard. Stuff is really, really good. Well worth the effort. And like I said, you can freeze it. Make up a big batch of it, freeze it, and then you can just pull it out and have it whenever you want. So anyways, I hope you enjoy it. Hope you try it. Turns out good for you. I'm a lucky man to get to eat like this, so I got to run you out of here though. Y'all have a good night. See ya.